Welcome back, and again we're talking with toy collector Dirk Grable. What the people don't often understand, younger people don't often understand, is that there was a time where cartoons that were on television didn't necessarily have toys. There was a law that you couldn't kind of push toys on children from cartoons through the 70s. So even though there were no Super Friends cartoons, because those characters were also in comic books, there were toys of all those characters that were in the Super Friends. And so that was kind of sidestepping that. And so I think a lot of people who grew up on the Super Friends on TV were buying the comic book toys.
Exactly, yeah. A lot of in that early 80s, you ended up with G.I. Joe and He-Man, and those two properties were really changed the game as far as getting those laws to change where you could basically make a cartoon that catered to a product that they were trying to sell.
The toy companies were producing the cartoons.
Absolutely, yeah. And I mean, I got a collection of G.I. Joes too. But yeah, that was one of those things that when I was a kid, it was actually being able to plop down in front of the TV and have what you saw on the screen in your hand. You know, and a lot of that stuff with the DC. More recently, DC has a lot more stuff. It was always
that problem of conflict of interest with the people who made the toys and the cartoons, because there was this push to add more characters and more vehicles, and so at a certain point you reach this you never got too deep into any one character.
There used to be a time where you could sit in front of the TV with your He-Man figure in your hand and He-Man cereal in the other hand, and you had your He-Man PJs, and you jumped out of bed with your He-Man sheets, and the whole thing was, you know, they definitely tried to do that, and I think part of the fun of that is actually being an adult, is seeing that from an adult perspective and kind of taking it for what it is. You know, nowadays I think maybe people are a little too cynical when it comes to stuff like that. Hopefully there's still newer stuff out there that kids can get into that are kind of that same way.
I hope you're having as much fun as I am. We'll be right back after this next segment.
Who are you?
I'm many faces with the power to change from man to robot to monster.
Oh, no.
He-Man, He-Man.
He-Man sold separately.
Hi, old friend. Hi.
He-Man, he's your friend?
Friend and ally. He's just kind of weird sometimes.
Oh, in specially marked packages, Man-E-Faces comes with 5 extra weapons. He-Man and Man-E-Faces each sold separately. Part of the Masters of the Universe collection. From Mattel.
How many toys do you have in your collection? Some collectors have entire rooms dedicated to their hobby. Let's hear some toy stories from collector Israel Ramirez.
So one of the cool things about collecting toys is that it's opened up different avenues for me professionally, and you know, just recently I've gotten involved with helping out as far as legal aspects are concerned with a site called Toyworth, which is going to revolutionize the way collectors do things on the web, and I'm real excited about it. And I think it's just going to be a real game changer when it comes to collecting and interacting and doing things online.